Have you helped someone to the fullest? You were there when they had no one, you listened to their complaints. You defended them when everyone else turned away, but as soon as they got back together, they changed. They distanced themselves. They even hurt you. And all you can do is ask yourself, what did I do wrong? If you've ever felt like that, this video is for you because maybe the problem isn't your kindness, but the patterns you've unconsciously created. There's a harsh truth in relationship psychology. The people we help the most are often the ones who have the least respect for us. Why? Because when you constantly rescue someone, you unwittingly create a power imbalance. You become the helper. They become the helped. And humans are naturally uncomfortable feeling inferior. When someone feels emotionally indebted for too long, they have two choices: be grateful and grow, or walk away to eliminate feelings of inferiority. And many people choose the latter, not because you're not good enough, but because your presence reminds them that they were once weak, and that hurts the ego. There's something called the helper's trap. This occurs when someone feels valuable only when they're needed. Be honest with yourself. Do you feel loved when you help? Do you feel important when you solve someone else's problem? Do you fear being abandoned if you stop giving? If so, maybe you're not just helping, you're seeking validation. And when someone finally no longer needs you, you feel like you've lost your role. Then you give more, sacrificing more deeply, hoping they'll realize. But the more you give without limits, the more your worth seems cheap to emotionally immature people. This is the hard part to accept. Not everyone can love maturely. Some people only know how to receive, but not how to reciprocate. When you're too patient, they learn that you'll always be there. When you're too forgiving, they learn that there are no consequences. When you're always understanding, they stop trying to understand you, not because you're weak, but because you're too tolerant of behavior you shouldn't allow. And slowly, kindness turns into a habit of exploitation. There's also something called a trauma bond. This emotional bond isn't formed through healthy love, but through a cycle of hurt and comfort. They hurt you, then they apologize. You forgive. You feel close again. The cycle repeats. Your brain begins to associate the feeling of relief after pain as a form of love, but it's just dependency. And when you finally tire of it, he might leave you first, not because you're worthless, but because people who are used to receiving without giving don't know how to survive in an equal relationship. This may sound harsh. Sometimes we attract people who are takers because we have a hard time saying no. Boundaries aren't bad. Boundaries are a form of self-respect. If you're always available, you're no longer special. If you always understand, you're assumed to always stick around. People value what they can lose, and when you never really leave, they never really fear losing you. Start with this. Stop proving yourself through sacrifice. Love shouldn't feel like a one-sided struggle. Learn to say, I care, but I also have limits. Let others take responsibility for their own lives. You are not anyone's savior. And you weren't born to sacrifice yourself for acceptance. When you start choosing yourself, those who only come to take you will naturally leave. And that's not loss, that's filtering. If you've ever felt betrayed by someone you helped, remember this. Your kindness is not a mistake, but kindness without limits is an invitation to the ignorant. Starting today, be kind, without losing your self-respect. Because the right person won't make you feel stupid for caring. If you relate to this video, write in the comments, I'm learning to give within limits. And don't forget to subscribe, because here we learn to become 1% stronger every day.